1, 2, 3, go.
So, good day everyone. Group 8 is here to present an important topic, clemency. Let's begin discussion by understanding what clemency is. Before we start, let me introduce myself. I am Aleke Salario Pandili, and we hope you find this presentation informative and insightful. Our topic is clemency. What is clemency? Clemency is an act or instance of leniency, which means forgiveness. It is a mechanism for granting a person convicted of criminal offense relief from a court-ordered sentence or punitive measures, which means ginapababa ilang sentensya by the power of President. According to the Section 19 of the Article 7 Executive Department of the 1987 Constitution of the Philippines, the President may grant reprieves. Sama sa kung pag-ingon, ang Presidente ang mag-grant or may power na mag-grant sa clemency, commutation and pardons, and remits fines and forfeitures after conviction by final judgment. He also has the power to grant amnesty, and also amnesty with the concurrence of a majority of all the members of the Congress. So the under Section 19, Article 7 of the 1987 Philippine Constitution, the President has the power to grant clemency after final judgment. This includes reprieves, commutation, pardons, and amnesty. These four will be discussing to the mag-discussan is ang next reporter. Next is executive clemency. Executive clemency refers to reprieve, absolute pardon, conditional pardon, with or without parole condition, and commutation of sentence, as may be granted by the President of the Philippines. It is a tool of justice premised on tacit admission that human institutions are imperfect, that there are infirmities in the administration of justice. So, mag-grant niya po ng President Ani para mapababa nila sentensya. So, same na sila. Next is the sentence commutation. Sentence commutation is the shortening of term, which is pababa ng imong sentensya or ipamubo pa imong sentensya by the power of the President or lowering of the level punishment. For example, 10 years imong iserve na sentence, instead of 10 years imong iserve, is 5 years na lang because of the grant of the President, which is clemency. Or for example, death imprisonment imong sentence ay imong iserve, instead of death imprisonment, ang imong iserve na lang is life imprisonment. So, Mr. Relioso, continue the topic.
So, good day everyone. My topic is all about pardon and amnesty. So, pardon. What is pardon? A pardon is the use of executive power that exempts the individual to whom it was given from punishment or in the Philippines. Given from punishment. So, based on Article 8, Section 19 of the 1987 Constitution, the only President allows to extend executive clemency, which is include pardons, reprieves, and commutations. A pardon can absolve an individual from the legal consequences of their crime, restoring their civil and political rights, or it can be conditional requiring the individual to meet specific criteria. So, in the Philippines, there are two types of pardon, not the absolute pardon and the conditional pardon. So, absolute pardon, it is the total extinction of the criminal liability of the individual to whom it is granted without any condition. It restores to the individual civil and political rights and remits the penalty imposed for the particular offense of which he was convinced. Then, ang conditional pardon, this refers to the exemption of an individual within certain limits or conditions from the punishment which the law inflicts for the offense he had committed, resulting in the partial extinction of his criminal liability. So ang difference aning nila duwa, ang absolute pardon is magan siya without any condition, while ang conditional is from the word conditional matik na dyan conditions, na siya limits. Then next, please. Amnesty refers to an act of pardoning an offense usually for political crimes during a period of insurrection or revolt to subjects concerned in an insurrection which is granted by a sovereign power and usually exercised in a favor of group of person in the Philippines in accordance to Proclamation 724. Amnesty is granted to all persons who shall apply for it and who have or may have committed crime in pursuit of their political beliefs, whether punishable under the revised penal code or special laws, including but not limited to the following. So, same lang sila sa sa pardon. Ang difference lang nila is mag-grant ang pardon sa specific crime or individual, while ang amnesty is mag-grant siya sa mga group of people. Then, example, rebellion or insurrection. Rebellion or insurrection, it is an unorganized and violent resistance against a government or authority, often with the goal of overthrowing or replacing it. Then second is coup d'état, a sudden and often violent seizure of power by a group, usually military or government officials, to overthrow the existing government and take control. Then third is conspiracy and proposal to commit rebellion, insurrection or coup d'état, a secret agreement or a plan between individuals to commit acts of rebellion, insurrection or coup d'état, even if the plan is not yet carried out. Then fourth is disloyalty of public officers or employees. It is actions by government officials or employees that demonstrate a lack of loyalty or allegiance to the government, such as betraying trust, leaking confidential information, or working against the government's interest. Then last is inciting to rebellion or insurrection. It is encouraging, urging, or persuading others to participate in acts of rebellion or insurrection against the government, often through speech, writing, or other forms of communication. Then next reporter. Thank you. Payot, nakamute ka, Payot.
Okay. So here is the difference between the amnesty and the pardon. So first, the President may grant amnesty with the concurrence of the majority of all the members of Congress, while granting pardon does not need congressional approval. Second, amnesty covers political offense, while pardon refers to any infraction of peace and order in the state. Third, amnesty is generally addressed to a group or community, while pardon is granted to an individual or a limited number of individuals. Fourth, amnesty is a public act of which the court may take judicial notice, while pardon is a private act which must be pleaded and proved by the person pardoned because the courts take no notice of it. Fifth, amnesty is granted either before or after conviction, while pardon is given only after conviction. Pardon looks forward and relieves the offender from the consequence of an offense of which he has been convicted. On the other hand, amnesty looks backward and abolish and puts into oblivion the offense itself so much so that the person released by amnesty stands before the law precisely as though he had committed no offense. So here, ang difference sa amnesty, ang amnesty is ang nagagrant ana is ang president. Then ang ginagrantan lang pud ana is ang mga government officials or katong mga politika or politiko nga naay mga violations. Then gina-erase dira ang entirely offense sa isa ka offender nga related sa government officials. Then example sa mga cases ana nila is tax violations and undocumented immigration. It can be granted before or during the prosecution. While the pardon, the purpose ana kay is to forgive a crime and to remove penalties of the offender. The person that will grant the parole kay ang head of state or the governor. Opposite sa amnesty, ang pardon kay dili niya gina-erase ang offense sa isa ka offender. Then next slide please. So reprieve. A reprieve is a postponement of the punishment for someone convicted of a crime. This temporarily delays the imposition of a sentence after a judge orders the sentence. A reprieve remains in place for a certain period of time. In French, parole means word and its use in connection with the release of prisoners was derived from the idea that they were released on their word of honor that they would commit no further crimes. So sa reprieve kay it is a temporary delays or suspension sa isa ka sentence sa isa ka offender para mahatagan sila og time para maka-prepare sa ilahang mga cases. So I will give the next slide to the next reporter.
So thank you, Miss Flor de Lis. So hello everyone, I am Zach Ipapa. So similarities of parole and probation. Here are some of the similarities of parole and probation. So first, both are not a right. Neither prisoners nor probationers have the right for a release for incarceration or punishment. Instead, a parole board or what we call is PPA in the case of prisoners will determine whether they should be released and what conditions should be placed upon them, just the same as a judge will determine whether an individual convicted of a misdemeanor should be released or given probation instead of jail. So, as you can see, both are not a right but a mere or a privileges granted at the discretion of the state. So, meaning to say, kaning. So, it can be revoked. It can be revoked or it cannot be revoked. So, next, both can be revoked. A judge can revoke both probation and parole at any time. For lesser misdemeanor infractions, a judge will tell individually, like the minor convicted of a drug charge, that they are on probation instead of jail time. But any violation of their probation will result in them serving out the remainder of their sentence in jail. Similarly, a prisoner who applies for parole and the parole boards grant it, it can have it revoked if they violate the condition of the release. So, as you can see, both can be revoked when individuals fail to comply with the established conditions. So, if an individual violates the conditions of the probation or the parole, so it can be revoked. If they engage in new criminal behavior or demonstrate a lack of commitment to their rehabilitation. So, as discussed in the previous discussion, commitment is a very important part in having the privilege of being in a probation or parole. So third, both are conditional. Probation and parole are conditional. An individual granted probation instead of jail time doesn't get away for free. They still have to abide by the condition of their probation, which can include certain community services, activities of a number of hours volunteering, no convictions of another crime within a certain time frame, and checking in with a probation officer or passing drug tests. So, as you can see, both are conditional. It is because they involve a specific requirement that individual must need to meet in order to remain free from incarceration. So, in order to their parole or probation not be revoked, they need to comply with those conditions in order to have a successful and meaningful grant of privilege, which is the parole and probation. So next is both serve as part of a sentence. Probation and parole can serve as part of a sentence, meaning someone could go to jail and midway through a jail sentence be granted probation for the remainder of their sentence. Similarly, someone who is a prisoner can be granted parole for the duration of their sentence. So both serve as a sentence. It is because it serves as an alternative to incarceration. So when we say alternative, it is another way of, instead of being in a jail, so you are being reintegrated to the community. That mainly focuses on rehabilitation, accountability, and reintegration to the society in order to balance public safety for the potential change in growth for the offender or the person being convicted. So next please. Difference between parole and probation. First, a convict was been sentenced to less than 6 years imprisonment without recourse to an appeal may apply for probation. So if a person is convicted under who is not exceeded the 6-year limit of imprisonment can apply for probation. On the other hand, parole may be applied for only after a person has served the minimum of the imposed prison sentence. On the other hand, ang parole kay it can only be applied if the person being convicted is already served the sentence of minimum period that is imposed to him. Probation can be awarded to first-time offenders, while parole is allowed for individuals who had previous but not pending criminal cases. So as you can see, probation can be awarded for the first-time offenders. So that's why it is a privilege giving them because it is only awarded for the first-time offenders, while parole is only allowed kapag if wala kang previous but wala ka ding pending na case or criminal cases. So parole acts as temporary liberty, still holding the person under continuous custody of the state. So parole acts as only an temporary grant of liberty, but still holding the person under continuous custody of the state, while probation is a privilege, remaining in the community instead of going to prison after conviction. So, history of parole. Prior to the mid-19th century, most offenders were sentenced to flat or determined sentence in prison. Under this type of sentencing, an offender received a specific amount of time to serve in prison for a specific crime. This created a major problem when the prisons became crowded. Governors were forced to issue mass pardons, or prison wardens had to randomly release offenders to make room for entering prisoners. Parole is a part of a reformatory trend in 19th century criminology. As a practice, parole originated almost simultaneously in Spain, Germany, and England. So as you can see, on the mid-19th century, the history of parole is very hard because the government on the mid-90s forced to issue mass pardons, or prison wardens forcefully release persons in the prison in order to have more space for the offenders to be in place. So that stopped when the trend on 19th century about parole is being practiced. So next reporter.
So, good evening sa tanan. Decade of League. In England, at the time, nearly all serious crime were punishable by death, though relatively few offenders actually executed. So, instead of shooting them, they made a system of where prisoners could be released early but monitored. So second, release on license. England abolished bans of transportation in mid-8th century while French penal colonies continued to operate into the mid-20th century and replaced it with penal servitude which incorporate a similar procedures under a different name, release on license. So kung siya, in England, the place transportation in sentence with penal servitude. Captain Maconochie. Alexander Maconochie, the originator of the mark system. So ang mark system, una siya ang method where inmates earn marks or credits for good behaviors which can reduce their sentence. So Sir Walter Frederick Crofton was chair of the board of directors of convict prisons of Ireland between 1854 and 1862. He developed the Irish system. So Irish system prison management noted for its mark system and limitation of sentence, classification of prisoners, military discipline, trade and academic training, preparation for free self-control, and release under police supervision. So siya ang develop sa Irish system or we're emphasizing sentence, reform, education, and preparation for integration into the society. So Zebulon Reed Brockway. In Michigan penology, C is usually credited with initiating indeterminate sentence. Ang indeterminate sentence are prison terms without fixed durations, allowing release based on their behavior and rehabilitation progress. So next slide. Rules and regulations of the Board of Pardons and Parole. Promulgated to govern the action of proceeding of the Board of Pardons and Parole in pursuant the provision of Section 4 of Act No. 4103, the indeterminate sentence law as amended. So, delegation of the Board of Pardons and Parole govern how decisions are made about parole and pardons under the indeterminate sentence law. So, next reporter.
Next na.
Oh, si Nunez na.
Oh, next na.
So the general provision, the objective of the Board of Pardons and Parole, or the BPP, is to uplift and redeem valuable human material to economic usefulness and to prevent unnecessary and excessive deprivation of personal liberty by way of parole or through executive clemency. So the goal of the Boards of Pardons and the Parole, or the BPP, is to help prisoners become useful members of society again and avoid keeping them in prison longer than necessary. So they do this through parole or granting clemency. Number one is look into the physical, mental, and moral records of prisoners who are eligible for parole or any form of executive clemency and determines the proper time of release such prisoners on parole. So the board reviews the physical, mental, and moral condition of prisoners eligible for parole or clemency and decides when they should be released. Number two is assist in the full rehabilitation of individuals on parole or those under conditional pardon with parole conditions by way of parole supervision. So 2, the board helps parolees or those with conditional pardons fully adjust to society by supervising their rehabilitation. Number 3 is recommends to the President of the Philippines the grant of any form of executive clemency to prisoners other than those entitled to parole. So the board advises the President to granting clemency to prisoners who do not qualify for the parole. Next slide, please. So the BPP may not consider the release of pardon or parole of a national prisoner who is serving sentence in a municipal, city, district, or provincial jail unless the confinement is said jail is in good faith or due to circumstances beyond the prisoner's control. So A is one who is sentenced to a maximum term of imprisonment of more than 3 years or to a fine more than 5,000 pesos. So this refers to someone who is sentenced a prison term longer than 3 years or a fine exceeding 5,000 pesos. B, regardless of the length of the sentence imposed by the court, to one sentence for violation of the customs law or other laws within the jurisdiction of the Bureau of Customs or enforceably by it. So this refers to someone sentenced for breaking customs laws or other laws handled by the Bureau of Customs, no matter how long their sentence is. So letter C is one sentence to serve 2 or more prison sentence in the aggregate exceeding the period of 3 years. So this refers to a person sentenced to multiple prison terms that when added together, the total is more than 3 years. And lastly is the BPP may consider the case of prisoner for executive clemency or parole only after his case become final and executory. So it will not take action on the petition of a prisoner who has pending criminal case in court or when his case is on appeal. So the boards of pardon and parole or the BPP will only review a prisoner's case for clemency or parole after the court's decision is final and cannot be changed. So they will not act on requests from prisoners with ongoing criminal cases or appeals in the court. So I think that would be all. This is a report. The group. This is our group report, and I think that would be all. Thank you.
So, thank you everyone. Stop na ako.
Thank you.